You spoke briefly about books and the importance of books. And we had Andrew on this podcast, one of your friends, very close friends. You've done a lot of work with him.
Andrew's great.
And he said that he doesn't find books to be useful at all. What's your take on books?
So they may not be useful for him, right? But they may be useful for other people. And, you know, I'm in the situation right now where I don't like to make blanket statements like saying books are not useful.
Yeah.
Because there's 7.5 billion people on the planet and books are useful, right? They're just useful in its right context.
Okay.
You do not want to be an academic type individual, which is what I think Tate refers to, is you don't want to be the type of person that just consumes information.
Self-help junkie.
Correct. It's all like mental masturbation.
Yeah.
It's all this like, let me stimulate my mind, but have no action.
Let me feel productive without doing anything.
Tate is an action type of guy.
Yeah.
And then I've been at his home. The dude's always hustling. So to him, the dude's intelligent. He may not need books, right? Because he understands where he's going. For me, on the other hand, is I understood a certain principle of the nature of books. Can I share it with you?
Sure.
So when you read words are symbols. They're letters to express what? A thought. Thoughts are energy. So what you're doing when you're reading a book is you are extracting the thought and the energy of the author while reading that book. So the question is, what type of energy and thoughts am I trying to extract? Why is this person writing this? I would be a fool with all the wisdom that's out there to not consume it. I'd be a fool. Now, it may not be applicable to other individuals, but it's highly applicable for me because of kind of how I move, right? So right now, my big thing, right, where I play most of my cards is private equity.
Yeah.
In order for me to become a master at private equity, it requires a lot of education,
100%.
Study, formal study. Like I have to get in there and understand how this shit works, right? You can't just be like, oh, let me toss money here, let me toss money here, let me manage my investments.
Like
you got to get educated. And the education just happens to be in the books. You can be like, oh, I'm gonna learn private equity on YouTube. That just happens to be another format of education. But at the end of the day, most billionaires aren't out here posting on YouTube. Most billionaires write their memoirs, they drop some sauce, and then they kind of operate. So I'd like to read a book every 3 days, a book every 4 days.
Wow. So
it's only 100 pages a day if you think about it. It's not that much.
How long does that take you? How many hours do you spend a day reading?
It's 100 pages a day. So if you think about 100 pages, you read a page every minute, spend 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. And it's crazy because Warren Buffett talks about this a lot. Like you see, like people want to be successful. Look at the life of Warren Buffett. He spends like, a couple hours a day, I think, reading. And people are like, people will be like, no, you have to be like working, but he's just educating himself. Learning. Because
he is working.
Yeah.
He's just working a different muscle. He's just working in a different way. He's no longer hustling. He's a boss. He's a boss. He will have people work for him. If you look at the Crown Prince is making decisions. His job is to think.
Yeah.
His job is to use this. His job is to do this. That's who he is. So I'm on boss mode. I'm not on hustle mode. This means I need to develop this and I'd be utilizing my brain. And my brain becomes highly stimulated when I start operating and realizing that the energy that's transmitted through these words is the energy and the thought that was captured by really successful people. Dude, there's billionaires that are out here dropping game. You'd be a fool not to pick that up.
100%.